faith. This stillness in his mind and his strength and ability made him stand fearlessly in every situation as a warrior. Lakshmana himself is a great warrior. Not only is it proven on the battlefield of Lanka, but Hanuman's words to his monkey friends, "Lakshmana's arrows are equal to Indra's Vajra, he has many of them," reinforce this. The Ramayana does not describe any conversations between Lakshmana and his other brothers. Once, when Sita spoke harsh words to Lakshmana from Janasthana and asked him to make a pyre, he and Sita did not have anything else to say. Even when he left her alone in the forest in Uttarakhand, when he said to look at her condition after she had become pregnant, it is perhaps rare to see any other references and details of virtue in historical poetry. If the poet had given us something like that, we would have been grateful. It is true that Shatrughna supervised the trimming of Rama's beard and moustache, Smashukarma, 14 years later before his coronation. Another time, Shatrughna appears, short, fat, and evil-minded, wearing the jeweled clothes given to him by Kaikeyi and running around with pomp. The Ramayana describes her as Jatadasi, Yahajata, a miscreant by birth. No one knows where she was born or who her parents were. Her only benefit is to preserve Kaikeyi's strength and dignity. She is the one who has raised Kaikeyi from the beginning. Shatrughna has punished her. He has thrown her on the ground and strangled her. When Bharata comes to know about this, Bharata tells his brother to leave her alone. When Queen Kosala bids farewell, her own poor mother tells Lakshmana, "Srishtam Vanavasaya, you were born for exile." It seems that she is commenting on a part of his life. That statement seems to indicate how this was destined to happen in the case of Sadhvi Sita. Sita tells Rama, "The diviners have already said, I have to live in the forest." Bharata is jealous of the merit of serving his elder brother Rama. Lakshmana does not seem to be unhappy with Bharata for his own reasons. The two constant ways of Bharata and Lakshmana should be considered separately in their actions. Devotion and love are good on both sides, they are great. They are exemplary in the practice of virtues or in conduct, in their own way. There is no other example similar to this in Indian literature. The brotherly love, sisterhood, and the trust they had in him, which is evident in the selfless love of these two for Rama, are a great testament to how Rama inspired these two great beings. Sita. The greatness of the Ramayana has increased with the name and stories of Sita. One of its descriptions is, Sitaya Charitam Mahat. What has earned our people love and respect for her from the very beginning is her personality and character, the dignity. She is not a weak heroine who clings to her husband. She should never be considered as not worthy of attention. Her pride and dignity were high. There was a taste in her character. Although she was a lover by nature, she spoke what was on her mind when necessary. Any husband should behave with such a wife very carefully and respectfully. In Rama's life, in the later period, this fate is more pitiful, as if fate had taken her away. It must be said that having such a wife is a virtue. She is with him in all his adventures. Has there not been a greater grandeur in a man than this? Because, for him, the responsibility of his kingship is the first consideration. Right, she understands his behavior. That is why she remains loyal. Only when he asks her to swear an oath of chastity again does she want to go and join her mother. Her life is an unusual blend of reality and ideals. While plowing the land for a yagna, King Janaka found her in the plow row of the field. Sita equals the row of the well-plowed field. The king brought her to the palace and raised her as his daughter. She was beautiful and gentle in nature and won the love of Janaka. When she came of age, he was worried about finding a suitable groom for her. Janaka imposed a restriction on her to find and test a suitable groom. Until then, no one had been able to bend the bow of Shiva and tie it. He had declared that the one who could do so would be the right groom for Sita. When Vishwamitra had completed his yagna and was going to Janaka's assembly to see the yagna, the sage took his elder brother and sister to his court and asked them to show him the bow. And Rama was able to bend the bow and tie it easily. It was decided that Rama was the rightful husband for Sita. The parents of both sides joined together and performed the wedding ceremony. When Janaka gave her away in the fire, Eam Sita Mama Suta Sahadamachari Tavar Pratika Chainam Badram T Panam Grihishta Panana Pativrata Mahabhaga Chayeva Anugata Sada. How old was she then? The words mentioned in the Ramayana do not match. This is Sita, my daughter, she will be your companion in all your affairs, accept this noble woman, hold her hand, she will become your loyal and devoted wife. She will be a great blessing. She will always follow you like a shadow. He says, Sahadamachari, Chayeva Anugata Sada, are very meaningful words. However, Chayeva should not be taken in a negative sense, it should be taken in the full sense that she will never leave. She asks to be a companion of her fellow religionists. Whether it is sunny or cloudy, she follows him. Even when he sends her away for her final exile in a way that seems unfair, these are her words. I have not done you wrong in mind or body, your heart knows that you need me. There is no call in my character, yet you are throwing me out because your subjects doubt my purity. No matter, your honor and love for your subjects are your duties. And if you have to sacrifice me to maintain your good character in their eyes, I am content with the sacrifice. I will serve you as you have to serve your subjects, that is no less, that is more. Sita tells Anasuya that she spent happy days with Rama in Ayodhya. She says that he could not leave her in Ayodhya and go to the forest alone. She says that he told her that the dangers and inconveniences there do not threaten her. If the forest is possible for them, then it is possible for her. If she is with him, what is the forest? She says that her life will be comfortable just by living in Ayodhya. When he argues with her to take her with him, she feels disappointed and says that his words to leave her behind are a bad omen. She recalls one of his words, Swayam tu bhayam kalmarim chiram adhyushaitam satam, shailashtiva mam rama parabho dartumichasi. I am a young wife, I have lived with you for a short time. Are you giving me away to someone else like a dancer or an actor, she had said, or, don't you have enough manhood to protect me? Did my father bring a female idol, son-in-law, she said. Those words were not meant to be a criticism. Pranayocha abhimanacha parachikshepa rahavam, the love and respect he had made her say such words. Rama understood how deep her feelings were, how sincere. Visanjam eva dukhitam, she was. She seemed to have lost consciousness from grief. Embracing her, Na Devi Tavar Dukkina Swagamapi Eroche, if I cause you sorrow, even heaven will not taste it, I am able to take care of you, I will protect her in the forest, Yatsrishtasi Maya Sardam Vanavasaya Maithili, Na Vihartam Maya Shakyakirti, Atmavati Yatha. She said that if she did not take her with her, she would lose her life. Bhaktam, Pativratam, Dinam, Mam Samam Sukha Dukkio Netumahasi Kakutstha, Yadi Mam Dukkaitam Evam Vanam Netam Nhchasi, Visham Agnam Jalam Vaham Astasya Maratiakaranat. Such a request should not be refused. It was not necessary to say that she would be a burden to Rama and Lakshmana due to worries and troubles. The poet has chosen the phrase, brahmacharini, very wisely here. It also acts as an insurance against the other consequences of the exile period. This is a tactic clearly used by the poet. It saves him from all the above criticisms. Otherwise, it would be an accusation that two young, active people living in a beautiful garden and living together did not become happy for 12 to 13 years. The elder brother and sister took care of her carefully. Sri Masti reminded me of this. They were able to take care of her. All three of them were like one continuous living entity. When they went to exile and severed all ties with Ayodhya, Lakshmana walked ahead and made way for them, he made way for them to rest. no matter how much he was saddened to see that. When they had to leave the temple of Ayodhya and spend the first night outside, it was just the three of them without Sumantra. The burden of taking care of Sita fell entirely on the brothers. Rama spoke these sad words about Lakshmana, Kritakamatu Kaikeyi tushta bhavachimahati. The time she had set was wrong, it would be dangerous for the old king and his mother. He thought of the human weakness of how he could bring wisdom and thoughtlessness to his father. He knew that he could conquer the whole world, that his arrow could take him through all obstacles. The principle of life that was stopping him was, Nanu Vyayam Akaranam. This saying that one should not use force without sufficient reason is heroic faith. Even when there is a good reason, the final decision should be made for force. That night, Rama and Sita lay down under an ingudi tree, on a bed made of leaves by Lakshmana, and went to sleep. This was the most private time of all that had happened so far. For the rest of the time, they were accustomed to whatever fate would bring, and to life in the forest, like a journey. All this time together, Sita never uttered a word about the loss of any comforts, not even once. They crossed the rivers. How would they do it? How would they get Sita into the boats? How would they get her out? They made arrangements. As time went by, Sita learned how to build resting places. Sita went with great joy, asking the names of places, birds, trees and flowers. They lived happily like fellow birds. The husbands brought her whatever she wanted. They behaved like people born to the forest life and the region. They brought many types of deer, bull, black deer, wild boar, cow, and Vardhanesa birds and prepared delicious dishes and ate them together. Then Rama, with great love, said to Sita, "This meat is good, taste it, it is very good to eat, it is delicious, I have cooked it well, this is medium. This is delicious, Nishapaptham idam agnina," he says. Lakshmana watches them silently, watching them serve them. She and her brothers walk in the forest. They kill the demons who cause trouble on the way. The episode of the breakup of the marriage is interesting. First, the brother grabs Sita and says that he will kill his brothers and make her his wife. When both the brothers confront him, he grabs them in his arms and throws Sita down and runs away. For a moment, Rama finds this pleasant. It is like a fun. He thinks that he can ride him on the road they have to walk. Seeing that he has left her behind, Sita runs after them. She calls out to Virada, draws the demon's attention to her, and tells Rama and Lakshmana what her fate is: use me as food and release those brothers. This is a warning to these brothers that she is a member of the group. Then, after killing Virada quickly, Rama and Lakshmana join Sita. Sita is not one to keep her mouth shut when she feels like speaking up and expressing her opinion firmly. Rama had said that he would help the devotees who had gathered in a group to meet him on the way to Sutikshma's shelter. The following is an example of this. She is naturally attracted to the movements of the magical beast in Janasthana. She says that she wants it, whether it is dead or alive. If she finds it alive, she can play with it during her exile. Later, she told the old mother that she would bring joy to her home in Ayodhya. She said that even if it died, its skin would remain a precious memory. For a moment, this feeling also crossed Rama's mind. No matter how much Lakshmana warned him, he could not catch it. Rama chased after it and went after it. It was a matter of fate who became the deer, what happened to it, and what the consequences were. Marika called Lakshmana deceitfully in Rama's voice. This completely fooled her. Lakshmana stayed in the ashram and did not go to her husband's aid, making it impossible for Lakshmana to save her. Her anguish made her unable to listen to any argument or trickery. As soon as Lakshmana leaves the hermitage, Ravana arrives in the guise of a sannyasi. His rude words, any small thing she finds in him, make it difficult for her to tolerate him. She shows all the manners befitting a sannyasi. She says that if it takes a little longer, Rama or Lakshmana will bring enough forest food, Vanyani Vipulani, when they return. She was worried about his intentions all this time. Soon he tells her, Ravana did not have time to waste much time. She is like this. She was explaining why she is in the forest, and her appearance has fooled him. She has come to make her his wife. This is how demons usually take away women. She will become the mistress of all his wealth and honors, and he also describes how great her power is. Hold my hand. Why should I cling to a lowly man who is wandering in the forest, living in exile at the behest of a woman? She said. Sita's true nature is seen here at its height. She spoke with inspiration, describing Rama and his valiant hero. What could he bear, seeing that he was in conflict with Ravana, or with his power? She said to Ravana, Rama and Lakshmana are pure, and steadfast. No deity, no power on earth, can stand against them. What a coward Ravana! He came when he was alone. Both the brothers have gone out. If any of them had been there, he would not have had a chance of returning alive, she said. Ravana assumed his 10-headed form, grabbed her by the arm, and forcibly carried her to Lanka. Sita watches with amusement as Shurpanakha offers to accept her first to her brother Rama and then to Lakshmana. When she says that she will kill her and make his path smooth for the demon, Rama has to punish her and drive her out. Sita is a perverted form. Show her my charms and strength. I will provide you with happiness and pleasures that you cannot dream of on earth, she had said, but Sita's beauty seemed too much for her mind. She describes it to Kara, then to Ravana. Another occasion, Vridasevi, Lakshmivan, Shakro na Bahubhashita, he who is engaged in the service of the elderly, Sampanna, powerful, not one who talks much, is her praise of Lakshmana. It was only when Rama single-handedly destroyed Kara, who had come with an army of 14,000, that Sita first saw the greatness of her husband and how far his power could go. As Ravana carried her in his plane, mourning her, his self-praise was so great, how much charm. How much he boasted of his wealth and glory, that he would make her the chief of all his queens and daughters. None of this changed her mind. She did not even listen to them. In response to his wishes, she expressed her contempt for him, expressing the greatness of Rama and the power of Lakshmana. Not only that, but when she spoke to him later, she held up a stick of grass and told him that this was his price. As if it were beneath her dignity to speak directly to such a man. When such flattery failed, and her attraction captivated him even more and touched his heart, he ordered, take her to Ashokavan and imprison her, surround her with fierce and terrible demons, charm her with threats and sweet words. Make her forget Rama and love him. But, no matter what, he was not at all moved by the idea of killing her, who had fallen in love with him. He agreed to be friends with her and told her that he would give her a year to change her mind. God himself provided this much time. The time had come. If it had not been for private and other reasons, he would have raped her by force. This opportunity would help in finding a way to save Sita. It was possible to arrange programs for that. When Hanuman went to see her in the 1 year given to Sita, 10 months of the period had passed. She had suspected that the monkey was a bad omen at first. She thought that Ravana had used this trick to come to her. She thought of taking her own life many times and stopped herself. When she came to know from the offering of her tongue that Hanuman had actually come from Rama, she believed in him. She spoke with a very open heart. She told her brothers about her condition and asked them to expedite the work. She said that if she could not be released from here and escape in time, she would die. When Hanuman showed himself in a powerful form, she firmly believed that he was no small monkey. When that instruction came, she did not agree to sit on his shoulders and escape. The reasons she gave were interesting. He might be found flying away with her, the enemies may throw them to the ground, while flying over the sea, they may fall into the ocean and drown. A more serious reason, She said that she does not like to touch the body of another man even for her own protection. That is wrong for a vow of chastity. Another reason is this: Rama is a Kshatriya, he should attack Lanka and punish Ravana. That is the only worthy act for him, his fame in the world will increase. He should not be deprived of such honor and praise. Only then, she said, would that fame burn brighter than white light. Rama's sending the amulet in his memory had given her courage. She was as happy as if she had seen him. Take her Chudamani in return and give it to Rama. That is a symbol of my devotion and faith, she said. Similarly, it would establish that Hanuman had seen her. The sight of the Chudamani made Rama very happy. It filled both of them with hopes, it strengthened the resolves. It hastened the process of liberation, we learn in the poem. A compassionate demon girl named Trajata, a close relative of Vibhishana, told her that she had a dream that Sita's captivity would soon end, and brought joy to her mind. She said that Rama would come soon, he would destroy Ravana and Lanka and take her back. This happened just before Hanuman appeared. She warned the demons who were guarding Sita that Rama would come soon, he would release Sita. She said that if Sita spoke in their favor, saying that they were not oppressors, they would get a more favorable benefit at the hands of the victorious Rama. If they did not do so, she also warned them of severe punishment. Whatever the consequences of this statement may have on them, the next statement reveals a feature of Sita's character. This dream would come true, but she said that she would see to it that nothing bad happened to them. More than they wanted, this generosity was in her nature. She did not want to remember the hardships she had suffered even from such cruel women. The next situation was more serious. She won over Ravana. Hanuman went to Sita and told her this news and asked her what she wanted to do next. The news naturally made Sita happy. She replied that she would like to see her husband. He instructed Vibhishana to bathe her and dress her properly and bring her. She wanted to go to Rama as she was. She wanted Rama to see how she had spent all these days in captivity. That opportunity was lost to her. On Rama's command, Ravana's officers forcibly cleared the way and took her to Rama, sitting with many of her friends. There was a commotion to see her.